To my surprise, Tesla actually launched their Robotaxi event on time. Now, was it good? Not really. So on Sunday, June 22nd, Tesla did their Robotaxi event, and it was really lackluster. It was not even really driverless because they had a safety supervisor in the passenger seat. Honestly, just should have put them in the driver's seat, guys. It really is not reassuring with them in the passenger seat. Did they interact with the car? Not very often, but they sometimes probably had to. That's why they were there. But they called this a Robotaxi, and it has a driver in the car. That's not really a Robotaxi. That's a normal taxi with extra steps. Now, I understand why Tesla put a driver in the car, or a supervisor as they call it. Realistically, these cars are not ready for prime time, so it only makes sense there's a guy there to make sure nothing goes wrong. But besides that, everything about the event was extremely curated to make it seem like it was way better than it actually was, and it's kind of sad. Like, for example, this was not open to the general public. You had to be invited to get to this event, and it was like supposed to be the actual launch of Tesla Robotaxis. Like, this was supposed to basically just be Tesla's Uber with Robotaxis, but it was not open to the general public. You had to be invited, and guess who they invited? Guess who was allowed to go to this event? Pro-Tesla influencers. That's it. Unless you are a YouTube channel with Tesla in your name, there is no chance you were getting invited to this event. They really don't want people to realize how bad Robotaxis actually are. Because if Tesla was proud of what they made, they would have opened it to the entire public and they would have let everyone use it. They would not have invited people who only talk positively about Tesla, generally speaking. Some of these people are somewhat critical of Tesla, but most of them are Tesla shills. Like, let's be honest here. They put Tesla in their channel name. They don't have much of a choice anymore. But at the event, there was about 10 to 20 Tesla Model Ys, not that many. It was a pretty small launch. And the places you could actually go in Austin, Texas, because that's where it's launched, were very restricted. It was geofenced to certain parts of the city, and they couldn't go faster than 40 miles an hour, and then they avoided busy intersections, airports, and highways in bad weather conditions. So basically, any reason you would take a taxi, it can't do that. This is pretty much how most people expected this to go if they went ahead and did it like they did, because yeah, full self-driving is not ready, and Tesla will probably never do it. Even Waymo cars that have much more sensors than Tesla's are still restricted and fenced into certain areas. Of course, Tesla wasn't going to be able to do what they said they were going to do, and it also charged people who were riding in the car a $420 flat fee, because funny weed number. And this is good if you want to take a long trip in a Robotaxi, because it's a flat fee, but if you go a block, it still costs you $420. It's kind of stupid. I'm assuming that fare cost will change when this actually goes, actually public, because it's not actually public. It was an influencer event to promote Robotaxis. That's what this was. But still, this event was kind of a joke. Even on the Elon Musk standards, this event was like kind of a joke. At least with the Roadster, it drove. Also, where is that? Now, most people who rode in the Robotaxi said it was normal, which is like what I would expect of a bunch of Tesla influencers. I'm sorry, but you really can't escape that bias when one of the guys cited in this article is named Bearded Tesla. Okay, but really, I wouldn't expect anything less from an autonomous taxi because it should work flawlessly. Okay, they meticulously went over the mapping for these cars to make sure they worked in these specific locations. If it still doesn't work after that, that's really sad. But obviously, you can't meticulously map every part of the United States, and roads change. Construction happens, lanes get closed, things happen on the road, and you can't map all of that. That is why Robotaxi will probably never actually be a thing, at least from Tesla. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe if you're new, and click the edge to check out more of my content, and have a good one.